Now, in the last video, we made these swatches over here. Now, what they want you to do is take these swatches, and I'm going to show you in the video, they're going to be laid one on top of each other, and they want 6 individual swatches. They also want a second set of swatches, ones that you lift, and it's supposed to be halfway through. So ones that you're going to lift to a gold, and then you're going to place color on the entire swatch and make notation. One of the things that I forgot to mention to you, or one thing I wanted to point out before we get started on making the swatches, is part of the book where it says, make no mistake, the swatch production is an important part of the examination. It gives the evaluator an indication of how serious you are about the examination. You perform these tasks alone without anyone overseeing your progress. Nerves cannot be an excuse for not doing your best. Strive to receive an excellent score. Okay, so that being said, it's important that we work on these swatches. So if you need to make a few sets of swatches, I think that's a good idea. I know I ended up doing that, and I'm not sorry I did it. I'm really thankful that I did. Now that we've gotten breakfast, let's talk about making those swatches. So we've already prepared our swatches with the duct tape and made them, but there's a preparation part for the test that's important that we do. And I wanted to mount mine to a board, but since things are, well, let's just say a little different lately, I'm not going out to the store, so I won't be mounting them to a board yet. Take these swatches and you're gonna fold this one. See, I'm folding it in the middle, and then folding it again in the middle. And then you fold that in half like that. And that's gonna give you a 1-inch swatch. So they want you to take that 1-inch swatch and make it no shorter than 4 inches long. So it's 1 inch wide, 4 inches long for the test. Take these swatches, the ones that are 4 inches wide before, well, I'll go over it. You're just gonna lay these on top of one another, and then you're gonna lighten them to each distinct stage. It's important during this time to put your times, to write your times down that it took to get to each distinct level of lightness. So, when I was preparing the swatches and washing them and stuff, I noticed that like some of them lost a lot of hair, and I wanted to go over that with you guys. When I washed this one, it lost a lot of hair, and I just feel like it's thin and sad looking and it doesn't have enough hair for me, and I feel like I wouldn't get a good score, so I'm not gonna put that on the board. And this one is also kind of fine and sparse, and I'm not really crazy about that one either. So when I go into the video, when I start showing you the process, we'll talk about when you're preparing these swatches, make sure when you wash them, just stay away as much as you possibly can from the tape, the taped part. It will hold up, but you don't really want to saturate that tape. So what I did the second time around when I made these swatches is I painted the lightener about like almost all the way up to the tape, and then left it as best as I could so that when I washed it, I didn't get all the way up to the tape, and then I was able to rinse it out. Then I blow dried it as fast as I could because I didn't want that tape to stay wet. When it starts to wet, it does start to fall apart, and you know, I'm so neurotic that I definitely found myself like a little spazzy about the whole thing, to be honest with you. When you do the half of the bleach and half of the natural, they don't want you to fold that in half. They want you to fold that in thirds. So that's going to be a little bit wider, okay? And so what they want you to do is take 4 different colors and put them over the swatch to see how it processed. I'm going to show you this swatch. I'm going to end up coloring with the color that didn't come out so good on this swatch. So let's get into making the swatches for the exam.
So I'm going over now. We used Agora Royale 30 volume. I'm putting about 60 grams in the bowl. It has a 2-to-1 mixing ratio. So now I'm putting Agora Royale Bond Super Plus, and then I'm putting 30 grams into that bowl. So I'm just grabbing my whisk and getting this thoroughly mixed up. And then when I start to apply to the swatches, I'm making sure I thoroughly saturate them and get them placed. You really want to make sure that you cover those swatches really well. I was really being super careful. Now I'm going to start my time on my phone to make sure that I indicate how long each swatch took. And as you can see, each distinct level, I marked down the time that it took for that lightener to get to that particular level. So this is the first 6. In natural, I did golden brown, light golden brown, gold, pale gold, yellow, and pale yellow. And I'm working on the second set of swatches. Now I wash dried them and then put the color that the book said to apply. And as you can see, this is the finished result.